Hi, friends. My name is Toni Cureton. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Life Skills FYI. Life Skills FYI provides a set of core adult capabilities to manage work, family, and relationships successfully. It's designed to help build the skills adults need for life. Life Skills FYI teaches skills of planning, awareness, focus, self-control, and flexibility. They are daily living skills to promote successful independent living, skills that every adult should know but were never taught in school. Life Skills FYI premieres on Thursday at 10 a.m. on our My Virtual Academy Facebook page and on Instagram. Today, we are going to learn how to set up utility services for our home. Okay, so you're getting ready to move into your new home. Whether you're renting your first apartment or house, there are many things that you'll need to take care of. One of the first steps on your to-do list is setting up your home utility services. In most communities, the process is straightforward, but may be a little time consuming. Today, I'll show you the basic steps of setting up utilities for your new home. What are utilities, you ask? Well, I'm so glad you did. Utilities in a home include electricity, gas, heat, water and sewage, internet, telephone service, cable TV, security systems, and in some areas, trash collection. These essentials are the things you'll need in daily life to ensure that you have a working, comfortable, livable space. You can research the various providers in your area online. Usually, there will only be one provider option for electricity, gas, heat, water and sewage, and trash collection. And that's because these are public utilities. You will likely have multiple choices for services like home security, internet, cable TV, and telephone service. Your utility bills reflect the amount of money you owe each month, and they are varied based on your amount of usage. Your amount of usage for water, electricity, natural gas, and other utilities. So the more you use them, of course, the higher your bill will be. Utility companies will do credit checks on you before they turn your services on. And if you don't have good credit, you will have to put down a deposit before the company will start providing services under your name. You should receive your utility bills monthly. Make sure you stay on top of that, because if you start missing utility bills, it's a sign of something wrong and you need to check into it. Also, stay in good standings with your utility companies. Always pay your bills on time. Consider creating automatic payments online that are deducted from your bank account. Again, I cannot stress this enough. If you don't pay your utility bills on time, then it impacts your ability to have good credit. It impacts your credit. The most convenient, easiest way to ensure that your payments are made on time is to set up automatic payments with each of your utility companies. So they just automatically take the money out of your bank account on the due dates that they're due. That has been such a lifesaver for me because, you know, life is hectic, you get busy and you forget. And there have been many times where I've went, oh my God, I forgot to pay the DTE bill, or oh my God, I forgot to pay the water bill. Now I have automatic payments. And so I don't have to worry about that oh my God moment because it's automatically gone from the account. They automatically take it and I stay in good standing with them and I keep my credit intact. Setting up utilities is a key responsibility for renters and property owners. But before you do that, another key responsibility And truthfully, what should be considered a utility is purchasing renter's insurance. Now, we won't go into it very much. That's another life skills episode for another day. But I will say this, if you are renting, whether it's an apartment or a house, you need renter's insurance. And renter's insurance is for your protection, because if anything happens, who's going to reimburse you for your losses? If your apartment or your house catches fire, who's going to reimburse you for that? If your apartment or your home is burglarized, who is going to reimburse your losses? That is what renter's insurance does. It covers you in the event of accident or loss of any kind. So it's a good investment, and it's not a large investment. It really isn't a large payment that you're making out for this. It really is considerably small. But I tell you, when you live in an apartment with other people, other units, you don't control what goes on in those other homes, in those other apartments, and accidents happen. And so people's apartment buildings catch fire all the time because, of a mistake, an accident. It's unfortunate, but it happens. And those people, the fire people are there, and it's cold and it's a night, and the Red Cross is there to provide, assistance and emergency shelter. But once, that reality of the accident has settled in on you, you are at a financial and physical loss, because you no longer have any place to live and you lost all of your possessions. And if you have renter's insurance in place, it helps minimize that. It will allow you to file a claim on your possessions, get your reimbursement, and you can utilize that money to put on the new items that you're going to put in your new place. So take that, stick a pin in it. We'll visit that series in a future episode, but it is excellent peace of mind, and it should be considered part of your monthly utilities, truthfully. So how do you connect your utilities? If you are in the same city and service area and you're just moving a small distance away, and you've already had an account established with your utility companies, all they're going to do when you move is just transfer your services to your new location. You're going to provide them with your address and the date that you're going to be moving in, and they will just simply transfer the account to the new address and turn on the services at that new location. But if you're brand new, if you're a brand new customer and you haven't set up utilities before, you need to call your local utility company, or pay a visit to one of their local offices and find out what they need from you and what they require in order to connect your services. You may also be able to do this by going on their website online. If you're renting, you can also ask your landlord how to set up electricity in your apartment or house. He or she will let you know about the electric hookup and how it works when paying bills each month. And in some instances, tenants may be required to share utility costs with other people in their building. If some utilities are included in your rent, you should ask about that with your landlord, and ask about when you should get them turned on in your name, so that you can make sure that everything is set in order and that you'll be paying all of your bills on time when they're due. When you are making appointments with your utility companies to come on out to your new place to turn on services, give them at least a week, but preferably 2 weeks notice, because things happen and you don't know. So if you give them 2 weeks notice and you set it up, that way you're safe, and that way everything is in order. And that way, when you move into your new place, you have electricity instead of unpacking your boxes in the dark. What you'll need to start services with DTE Energy. DTE Energy is an electric and natural gas service provider for a good portion of the state of Michigan, not the entire state, because there are other electricity and natural gas service providers in other areas. But let's just say and address the Wayne County, Detroit area. If you want to set up services with them, you have the option of calling them at 800-477-4747, or you can go online to their website and you will type in search bar startstop.dteenergy.com, and that will take you straight to the portal for starting your electricity and natural gas services with DTE. When you go into that portal, they're going to ask for certain things, information. The first thing they're going to ask for is your new home address, and they want you to fill that in completely. Then they're going to ask you for personal information, your name, date of birth, social security number, things along that line. Then they're going to ask you that the date that you want your services to begin. You'll put that in there. You'll put your moving date in there. Then they're going to ask you for billing information. They're going to ask you who's going to be responsible to pay this monthly bill, and you will enter that information as well. If it is you, you'll put your information in there. If you are living in an apartment or home where your landlord is going to be responsible, then you will put that information in there. And then they're going to ask for a couple of pieces of identification, which will include the following: your social security card, your driver's license or state ID, a passport or military ID, or the Detroit ID will be sufficient. This whole process with DTE online should take no more than 5 to 8 minutes, especially if you have, all your documents and information in front of you. Next, Detroit Water and Sewage. How do you turn on your water and sewage services? In order to establish new water and sewage services with Detroit Water and Sewage Department, you must complete the application, which you can get online. Once the application is completed, you can either email it with your required documents, or you can put it in the US mail along with copies of your required documents. If you're going to put it in the US mail, you'll print out the application, fill it out, send in copies of your driver's license or state ID or passport and your social security card, and a copy of your lease agreement. They want to see a copy of the lease agreement showing that you are the rightful tenant at this location. And you will mail this to the Detroit Water and Sewage Department, customer service at 735 Randolph Street in Detroit, 48226. Or you can go to the website, mydwsd at detroitmi.gov, and fill out the application online, upload copies of your document and your identification, and email it. This is what the application looks like. It's a fillable form. So when you go to the website, all you have to do is just type the information in. Go through the terms and conditions with opening up an account with Detroit Water and Sewage, sign it, and then upload this document along with your lease agreement and your identification, and hit submit. That is how you open up your utility accounts for DTE, which provides electricity and natural gas, and your water and sewage with Detroit, City of Detroit. And again, go in and do these things at least 1 week, but preferably, to make sure that everything goes smoothly, 2 weeks before you move in to your new apartment or home, so that everything is smooth and you have the utilities that you need when you get there. Now, for utilities services such as cable, internet, phone, security systems, as well as cell phones, again, you can go to many providers out there: Dish, Xfinity, SBC Global, ATT, Verizon. They provide a lot of these services. However, for the sake of time, we're just going to go with Xfinity, because Xfinity is pretty much nationwide and it provides all of them. You can get all of these services from Xfinity. All you have to do is go to xfinity.com, their website, select the services that you want, and request a professional installation. And a technician will bring out all of the equipment for all of the services that you requested, and then they'll install it. You'll be activated and connected, easy peasy. There are options, though, for you to do self-installations on certain equipment. If you're going to do self-installation, all you have to do again is go to the website, select the products that you want to order, indicate that you want to do a self-installation, and they will send you out your getting started kit. It will contain everything you need to set up, connect, and activate the equipment and the services that you selected that you wanted for your home. But if this is an initial installation of cable as well as internet and phone service, you are going to have a technician to come out and install these for you. But it's an easy process. It really is. Finally, again, talk with your landlord. Ask your landlord if there are any specific instructions or requirements for getting your utilities turned on that were not outlined in your lease agreement. Water, for instance, may be already turned on when you move in, but you may have to transfer the service into your name. So find out from your landlord if you have to do that with the water or the electricity. Also, make sure that you find out the due dates by which you have to set these things up. You know, make sure that you meet the deadlines that are required. And you also have to make sure that you're utilizing the correct service provider. For example, you may move into an apartment building that provides cable TV through the Dish network instead of Xfinity. And when you move in, you're saying to yourself, hey, I'm going to get an Xfinity for my cable. Well, that building is set up for Dish only. So you have to make sure you clear with your landlord which services you can use, which service providers you can use, and which ones you can't. All of this is designed, all of these steps that you're going to have to go through is just to make sure that you have all your information in advance given to the proper people to set up all of your accounts so that your move-in can be smooth and stress-free. Well, friends, that is all my time for today. Thanks so much for tuning in to Life Skills FYI. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My number is 586-842-0558. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions or hear your comments and concerns. Again, my name is Toni Cureton. And I'll see you next time on another episode of Life Skills FYI. And always remember to adult responsibly.